Australia's second-largest bank, WestPac, has been fined with a record-breaking $1.3 billion. Joining us tonight is one of our fellow correspondents here in Australia, Marvi Delphine, to tell us why live. Yes, Marvi.
Marielle, because of breaching anti-money laundering laws and failing to stop transactions that funded child exploitation, mostly facilitated in the Philippines, Australia's second-largest bank, WestPac, has settled to pay the 1.3 billion Australian dollar fine. That is the largest fine in the country's corporate history. This comes after it admitted to 23 million breaches of financial crime laws relating to international money laundering and transfers that funded terrorism and human exploitation, particularly child sex trafficking. WestPac's chief executive Peter King made an apology today for the bank's failings to declare the suspicious transaction histories within the adequate time frame to the Financial Crimes Regulator, the Australian Transaction Reports and Analysis Centre, or AUSTRAC. AUSTRAC's investigation of WestPac exposed programming errors that led to 5 years of missing proper records of payment information to the watchdog. In today's statement of agreed facts, which will be presented to the federal court, it was revealed that one WestPac customer had funded 40,000 Australian dollars relating to child exploitation syndicates in the Philippines from 2014 to 2018. AUSTRAC said WestPac failed to identify activity potentially indicative of child exploitation risks by failing to implement appropriate transaction monitoring detection scenarios. AUSTRAC, along with the Attorney General's office, have previously warned that frequent low-value payments to the Philippines could be at risk of being related to child exploitation rings, but WestPac showed a very significant lack of compliance and thus faces a costly consequence. Marielle?
Marvi, online child sexual exploitation is one of the most alarming forms of human trafficking in the Philippines and is becoming more prevalent now as people spend more time at home due to COVID-19. What further actions have Australia and the Philippines done besides investigating bank operations?
Marielle, the Philippines, being an English-speaking nation with a time zone similar to Australia's, has certainly become a prime target for pedophiles, especially now in this COVID-19 crisis. Such criminals attracted to children are able to find their victims among poor families desperate to make a living. All they need is access to a webcam and the internet to live stream and pay-per-view a performance, and access to a remittance facility to receive payments. Depending on age, number of victims, and viewers and nature of the abuse, some Australian cyber predators pay as little as $15 to $500 for Filipino children to perform sexual acts online while being filmed. Evidence collection is sometimes problematic because of perpetrators taking advantage of encrypted communications when purchasing shows. And so there has been close cooperation between the Australian Federal Police team in Manila and local counterparts, which resulted in some success with multiple arrests made. Since February last year, a center was established in Manila to facilitate more international cooperation. The Philippine Internet Crimes Against Children Center brings together the Philippine National Police, Australian Federal Police, UK's National Crime Agency, and US-based global anti-trafficking group International Justice Mission. Marielle?
All right, thank you, Marvi, reporting live from Perth, Australia.